and then we'll create our actual template from that, and then we'll draw out the top together. So for today's tutorial, really the only tools you need: pencil, piece of paper, good eraser. If you have markers or color pencils, that's okay too. You really don't need it today, but if you have that, that's great too. And we have So Lovely with Grace. Hey, Grace. She says, hello, haven't drawn or sketched since kindergarten, stick people only. That's okay, Grace. So the way I do my tutorials.
Grace, I'm with you there for sure, simply because, listen, I learned from my son. Yeah, like my son will come and doodle all day long right next to me while I'm sewing. But I can sketch like the line arts, but sketching people is not my forte. So most go take me back to art class. You're taking me back to like 8th grade now.
Yes, we're gonna take it all the way back. So the way I like to do my tutorials is that literally, even if you can only draw a stick figure, as long as you can break down and see those shapes, or as I go through with you, I try to have you see the shapes so that way you can just put it all together. Because at the end of the day, whether you're drawing a person or if you're drawing really anything, is as long as you can visualize and see those shapes in the item, like, you're good. So we're gonna go ahead and get started, and I'm going to pop the camera up a little bit here to make it bigger. There we go. Spotlight on Rochelle. All right.
Spotlight me? Mo, come on now.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you guys, you have no idea, like, literally how excited I am. Like, this made my whole year. I would just tell you.
All right, so like, Mo, I'm gonna give them the backstory of the sketch. So you guys, so Mo, I just happened to be surfing YouTube and didn't know nothing about Mo. And I actually, you guys remember when I did like the Battle of the Shirt Dress? I think it was like McCall's something. And I seen Mo actually did the hack like 2 weeks prior. And I was like, oh, she sketch and she sew? And then I was like, oh, that's the girl that always, you know, in one of my, what you call it, the premieres. And I just reached out to Mo and I was like, hey, Mo, you got to do a sketch session. And then I was like, you have to do it live. So I had said, literally, y'all need to give me credit for talking Mo into doing a live session, because if you don't know, Mo is really quiet. And that's what I'm saying, that she's quiet. But it took a lot of begging to get her to go live. So y'all welcome.
So I like to call myself an extroverted introvert. So just the fact that I am here live doing this, y'all, I'm super beyond nervous, but it's like when your fave asks you to do something, like, you have to get on board. So, and like I said, I would just really appreciate everybody for being here today. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna pop this over, and even if you're watching this on the replay, that's okay too, or you can follow along as we go here. But the first thing that we're going to do with your reference photo, so we're going to draw the front view. So what I like to do is go from the top down. So as you have looking at your reference photo, you can go ahead and trace out the head. So that's just going to be this shape, teardrop, or like I like to call it an almond for your head. The second thing that we're going to do is we're going to find our key points. So those are our joints. So it may be a little bit hard to see through the clothes, but you're going to find the shoulders and you're going to make dots on those, the elbows, the wrists, the knees. And because this isn't a full photo, this template's going to be sort of a half template. We're mainly focusing on the shirt today, but on your reference photo, if you have the full photo, of course, you'll want to mark your ankles too, but we're going to disregard that from that point down and just work with the top. So once you have the key points marked in with your dots, you know, your joints, then what you're going to do is I like to find the waist to divide the torso in half for your skeleton. So with this one, again, it's a little bit tricky because this gorgeous, gorgeous top, it's an empire waist. So the smallest part of the waist, it isn't here. It's a little tricky to see in this photo. So it's going to be more along a little bit lower down. So what you'll do is you're just going to draw a horizontal line across the waist. So from here to here. And then once you've got that in, you're going to connect your dots for your shoulders and draw another horizontal line here. Everybody got that? All right. And then once you have the horizontal line for your shoulders drawn in, you're also going to draw another one in for your bust. So just take that horizontal line across, and you want to make sure it crosses over the apex of the bust.
So Kelly, just to answer your question, Kelly, I would highly advise, like with the joints that Mo is pointing out, to use a permanent marker so you can see it, but you definitely want to use a pencil for everything else.
And Kelly, I'm using the marker just so that way it's more easy to see on camera. And if you are using a permanent marker to mark your reference photo, you want to make sure you have like a backing sheet up underneath it, because whether it be permanent marker, drawing markers, even like something like Crayola markers, most of them will bleed. So definitely make sure, and I should have mentioned that before we got started, make sure you have a backing sheet behind it if you're tracing out as we go along. All right, so after you got that bust point drawn in, and again, just make sure that horizontal line crosses the apex of the bust, then you're gonna look for your widest part of the hip, and you're gonna draw a horizontal line across that. Again, it's a little bit tricky to see just because of the nature of the clothing, but I'm gonna draw that in roughly about here. So taking that horizontal line up, let's see. There we go.
So
and Pam says no sewing or drawing in years. That's okay, Pam. I'm here to help with that.
Just to recap, we should have 4 horizontal lines. Is that right?
Yes, 4.
I'm learning with you guys, Kelly. And oh, hey, Pastor Keith.
Hi, Keith. That's my pastor, y'all.
Well, he in here making
so
sure
happy
you're
to
best
see you
behavior.
Here. Yes, best behavior for sure. Always. All righty. So once you got your horizontal lines in, then we're going to go with a vertical line from the neck all the way down to the crotch. So when we draw this line in, what you're going to want to do is follow along the center of the body. So because she's twisted a bit, it is going to curve. So you can watch me draw it in first and then draw it in on your own. But starting from the middle of her neck, we're going to take that line all the way down and then stop right at the crotch. All right, ready to move on? So once we have that line drawn in, we're going to draw a triangle. So it's actually going to be 2 triangles. So one for the top part of the torso one for the bottom part of the torso. So from the shoulder to that waistline, right where those lines intersect, we're going to make our first line to that point. And then our second line to that middle point. Once you have that in, then we're going to do it again, but this time on the, still on the waistline, but we're going to start from the end here and bring that line down to the crotch and bring that other line back up, sorry, to the waist. So up to this point, you should have your 2 triangles for your body. I see hubby's in the chat. Hey, baby. And then Kelly says, does this horizontal line need to be perfect if the model is curved? No, Kelly, it should follow along the twist of the body. So not necessarily straight down. And if her body's curving, you're just following the center, that center line. So just keeping it in the middle or symmetrical. But it doesn't have to be a completely straight line.
Hey, Antonio, I see you.
All right,
no,
guys.
you gotta love it when your hub supports his wife.
Yes, yes. He's my biggest support
I
system.
feel like, because I know my husband's watching, but he is not gonna comment. I don't want him to comment either.
Oh, that is too funny. All right, guys. So once we got these 2 triangles in, after that, I promise y'all it's smooth sailing from here. So all we're going to do once we have these 2 in, are we're just going to connect the dots for our arms and then the legs. So starting at that shoulder dot, going down to the elbow, and then going down to the wrist. And then once you hit the hand, just if you want to go ahead and make a little triangle here for her hand, I promise you, I'll show you how to do the hand later. But then on the other side, go ahead and connect your shoulder to your elbow dot, and then the elbow dot to the wrist dot, and then make your little triangle for your hand.
On the triangles for a hand mo, is it upside down triangles? Is that right?
No, just regular triangles.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, and then once you got that in, we're gonna connect it for our legs. So for the legs, you're gonna start in the middle of that bottom triangle. So about here, and then take your line all the way down to that knee dot. And then from the knee dot, which if you have a full photo, you'll take it all the way down to your ankle dot. But since we just have the partial photo here, we're just gonna take it kind of halfway down till that leg's not visible. And then same on the other side. So you're gonna start at the middle of the triangle on the right hand side. Bring that line all the way down to the knee dot. And then bring that line down. All right, is everybody good so far? So that is our skeleton template. But don't worry, we're not done. So, so once you have this skeleton drawn, you're just going to transfer it to your paper that you're actually going to use it for your full template. So to do that, I'm just going to grab my paper. Now, for the sake of time and just so that way it's easier to see, I'm going to pull out my light box. Rochelle, I see you got your light box. You beat me to the punch, girl.
No, listen, mine was already down here in the storing room, so that's why I was like, let me check and see if I grab it or if I have to go back upstairs to my office. Because I told you that I moved my office upstairs, right? So
yes,
I didn't want to have to, I was going to call for one of the kids to go grab it for me. I was like, nope, it's still down here. All right, I remember.
That is awesome. Like literally. It's a little embarrassing, but it's all right. No, I'm just kidding. So for this portion, we are going to use the light box to trace it out. But of course, you don't need anything fancy when you're, creating these templates or doing your sketches. I like to use it just because it is a little bit faster, going, and it's a little bit easier to see when you trace something out, to have that light box. So
Kelly, I am actually using copy paper just from my computer. So I'm using copy paper. Mo, what kind of paper are you using?
Kelly, and Rochelle, I'm using copy paper myself too, like literally straight from my printer. So you don't have to have any fancy papers either. Just whatever you have on hand is good. So.
And one thing I will say, Kelly, is like you can always go back to this. That's why I wanted to do it live, because I mean I could sketch it so many, times, but you definitely could always go back to the live on my channel or on Mo's channel to always see the sketch if you missed anything.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh, hi, Willow. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. All right, so I got the paper here. Okay, so what you're gonna do is just literally just trace out your skeleton from here. So I'm gonna use my pencil this time, so it may be a little bit lighter as I'm tracing it out. So you just wanna trace over that top oval. And then just trace over all of those markings that you just made, all of those lines up. My lead broke. That's okay.
Ma, are we sketching out the face as well, or just the lines?
Oh yes, we're gonna do the face at the end, because whenever I'm sketching, I always do faces and hair is like the very last thing. So I promise you, we will get that face in there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this is just our base. And if you've ever watched any of my tutorials, when I go through these, I will either, trace it out. I'll also show you how to measure it, so that way, even if you literally, if you can't see this, from your paper, I show you how to take the measurements of your markings from your reference photo and transfer it over to the paper. So there's tons of different ways to do these. All right, and just let me know, you guys, if the pencil sketch is clear, or if you'd like for me to retrace it in the marker, or if it's good. Just let me know if you're seeing that clearly enough. Now I can get rid of that test sheet for a while.
Mo, you over here taking me back to home economics. I want to know, like you guys, I want to know this. Why is it that nowadays they do not have home economics in like middle school? Don't you think like don't you think like the kids nowadays need life skills? They should have home economics in the schools. What are your thoughts?
Definitely. I think learning to cook, learning how to sew, like those are all essential skills. Those two, cooking and sewing. Babe says, let's get those likes up. Don't do that to me, baby. And Kelly says, this is the best stick figure I have ever drawn in my life. Thank you, Kelly. I'm glad that this tutorial is being helpful. I appreciate that.
Yeah, like my stick figure is popping, y'all. Like literally, it's popping.
And because you know I'm nosy, y'all, is it starting to warm up where you are, or is it still chilly?
So Mo, today, you know, like I'm looking at it's 72 degrees outside, but when I went to Joann's, it felt like it was like 77. So you know how we had that cold front, like I was telling you about
Yeah.
in my videos. I was just like, yo, I did a video about my coat and my dress. And I was supposed to take photos, and I know a lot of y'all commented was like, Rochelle, you know, you wrong for now putting in the video. But it started to warm up, and I thought about taking photos today, but I will try to get photos done tomorrow because, you know, I got some sewing I gotta get done too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was pretty warm today here, but I stayed in the house all day. I'm not gonna lie, but it's definitely starting to feel more like spring. But I know it'll probably dip back down next week. So I'm not gonna get my hopes up until we're fully in the swing of things with spring. So
yeah. Kelly, where do you stay with 63 weather? It sounds like you stay up north. So Grace, I found out that I'm like 2 hours from you.
That's funny. Oh, y'all Florida folk.
And I keep trying to tell you, you might as well just move to Florida. Antonio, I know Antonio's listening. You might as well just move to Florida. So Kelly, let me tell you something. Being in Douglasville, I'll be in your area in May for the Atlanta Froctail.
Yes. Oh God.
Are you in the Atlanta Froctail?
Yes, I got my ticket today, girl. So yes, it's official. I'm
offering to go on, y'all. I'm doing a lot on Mo, y'all. I'm working on a lot of people. I told y'all I'm working on a lot of people. Grace, I am 100% with you. So you guys know I moved to Florida in 2020. It's been I stayed in Florida before, but I only stayed in Florida for 10 months prior to 2020. Now it's been June will be 4 years, and I won't change it. I love the heat. I love the heat.
Yeah, Florida's nice. I actually used to live in Tampa, believe it or not, like for 10 years. And I'm originally born and raised in Georgia, but I will say I definitely miss the weather down there. Being able to go to the beach on Christmas Eve, that's a whole nother experience. That's like
where I'll be on Christmas. That's where I'll be, because Mo, you know, like my anniversary is during that time. I was like, come on, water, come on, sand. That's about the only time you can pretty much, you know, see Rochelle in her elements, right? Yeah. Let me look at some of these comments. Made it so. I'm going to go back up. Made it so. What part of Florida are you? I heard you say South Florida. So are you like Miami area, Fort Lauderdale? Oh, and by the way, South Florida Frogtail is April 13th, y'all. I'll be there.
Yes. See, that one I'm not.
At the Atlanta one in May.
Yeah.
So if you're central to those areas and you want to meet, you get to meet me in all my glory.
Yes, girl.
Kelly, the Atlanta Frogtail is what's the
May
date?
4th.
May 4th, right? Yeah. May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you. Yes,
right?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So Kelly, Atlanta Frogtail is May 4th. South Florida Frogtail is April 13th.
Yep. Got to get those early bird tickets. Early bird tickets still on sale.
Oh, made it so. I'm with you. I used to live in South Carolina, and when I say that it gets cold, which is why I have a lot of coat patterns. But I still buy coat patterns because if you like I showed you guys could use a fleece, a lighter instead of a wool, and make you a coat like I did for that pink coat that's right over here.
Yeah, that was awesome. So
I can't even listen, Mo. I can't even take it upstairs because I wore it 20 times over. All right, let's get back to the sketch.
All right. Yep. Sorry, y'all. Yep. We started rambling a little bit. Let's get back to the sketch. So, all right. So now that you got your skeleton transferred over to your paper, now we're going to start shaping the body out. So the first round of shaping is just literally going to be a series of ovals and circles. So we're going to start up here for the neck.
Mo, are we done with our light box for now?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to start at the neck. So you're going to make, for now, just 2 vertical lines, one on each side of that center line that you created.
Yo, Mo, why my girl got her head cocked over to the side like Norris? It's a joke.
No.
Well, it's funny because I was asking my husband, I was like, hey, babe, you like this pattern by Norris? Like one of his button-down shirts to make button-down shirts for Easter photos. And he was like, why Norris always have his head cocked to the side?
He got that swag. That's swag.
I cannot unsee it. I cannot unsee it. I didn't even notice until you said it. I was like, Norris said I got his head cocked to the side. What?
That's that swag.
And watch everyone's go back to every last Norris pattern and be like, you know what, Rochelle made a point. Oh, man.
Oh, goodness. Oh, all right. So after we put the neck in.
I can't mute my mic.
Oh, God. Okay. So we're going to work on the arms. And for the arms, it's going to be this top portion here. We're going to make 2 circles. So in the top, well, really, they're more like ovals. In the top, right here, the top third of the arm, we're going to make an oval from that shoulder dot down. And then on the bottom 2/3, you're going to make another oval, connecting it to that elbow dot. So if you think about your bicep and then the bottom portion of your arm, just think of anatomy. So when we're drawing it out, it's kind of the same principle. Well, not really kind of the same principle. It is the same principle. Just think of it like you're drawing the muscles, but really it's just the shapes breaking down. So Hubby says, when are you ladies gonna do men's clothing? I'm gonna mute you, babe.
Mo, I comment back to him and let him
hints.
like, my husband get a shirt made like once every never years.
No, funny story. So I am or had plans on making him a bucket hat and a shirt. I have the fabric.
Listen, I don't even want my husband to come in here, and I know he's gonna say this, but we have this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fabric from probably like 2013, 2014. He wants a Hawaiian shirt. And I told him back then, I was just like, yeah, okay, I'll make it. He was like, but I don't want you to mess with the fabric. So I want you to test it first in a muslin. Now, y'all know I have made him like a Star Wars shirt and everything. Do you know he keep referring back to this fabric every time I make something for the kids? It's like, so when I'm going to get my shirt. That's what I said. He
want
gets
that shirt
every year.
Oh gosh, yep. You got to make him the backpack too. That Mandalorian backpack, girl.
No,
that was fire. That was fire. I ran out and got that pattern just because of you.
Did you get the pattern?
Yes.
I'm telling you, listen, it doesn't look like a quick sew because I was filming the entire time, but it's actually a quick freaking sew. It is a quick sew for that backpack. Now baby girl wants one.
Yeah, both my boys want one too. They like, I have you to thank for that because they saw your video too. And they were like,
"Oh, boy, thank you." Tell me I want one too.
See, more work for me. See,
Grace. So let me tell you. Look, I'm gonna comment back to Grace. Grace. My husband don't pick out fabric because he's like, I'm still waiting on that one from 10 years ago. Anytime my daughter goes to the fabric store with me, I'm like, we came for patterns. Don't get sidetracked.
Speaking of getting sidetracked, I'm going to get back to the sketch, y'all. So on the bottom portion of the arm, it's just going to mirror the top portion of the arm. So on the top 2/3, you're going to make your little oval and then carry it down to the wrist. Or you can do it in one shot if you like. So just one slender oval from the elbow dot to the wrist dot.
I was just getting ready to ask you that, Mo, simply because like from my shoulder to my elbow, my dots are not small. They kind of long.
That's okay.
Let me see if I could show you this. You see what I'm saying?
So
should I just make one big gigantic oval?
You can go from that. If you want to just make one big oval from shoulder to elbow and then elbow to wrist, so you just have 2 instead of 4. If you want to do it that way, like I can do it over here on the right arm to demonstrate. If you just want to make life easier, and just do 2
and these ovals. Are the upside down teardrops that you referred to earlier, is that right?
Yes. Teardrop or oval. But yeah, if you rather do it in one shot, that's okay. Because at the end of it, you can always add that extra shape to it to make it look more voluminous if you want to. So many different ways to do it. Alrighty, so once you've got your ovals for your arms drawn in, we're gonna go back up to the top and shape out the neck. So from that first line that you drew, you're just gonna make a curved line to connect the shoulder and take that line over your oval, if you can see that. And if not, and if this is hard to see, I can go back over it in the pen if that'll help out a little bit. Just make it a little bit clearer to see. But you're gonna, again, on the right hand side, from that neckline, you're gonna make a curved line going into that shoulder and just blend it into that oval for the arm. All right, and then from there, so we've got the top portion done. So from there, we're gonna actually shape the chest portion of the torso. So from the dot here, we're gonna make a kind of a curve, like half circle, and blend it into the center, that center line. Same on this side. We're just gonna blend the line and make a half circle for the bust and blend it back to the center.
All right, Mo, this is gonna sound real crazy on mine, right?
Uh-huh.
Why I look like my girl has like some double F's?
No, we're gonna fix it. I promise you, we're gonna fix it. So it looks weird in the process, but it'll all come together. It all come together in the
all right. I was like, why my girl looking like? Do you have the same thing? Because
yep,
you're looking like she hanging low. Okay.
So once you got that, now the trick is you don't want that curved line to go down too far past this line here, because remember that's the apex, or I don't want to say nipple, but that's the apex of the bust. So you don't want it to go too far down unless you are drawing, a more ample bosom. I mean, if you want your croquis to have a more ample bosom, that is okay too, but but just do as you will. But moving on, so from that corner point that we drew our bust in, so we're gonna bring the line down to the waist here, and then same on the right side. Just bring it down. I'm trying so hard.
You see, I had to turn.
I'm trying because now I can't unsee it. You said she got F's. I'm like, now I can't. I'm looking at it now. I can't unsee it. I'm sorry.
I showed it up and I was like, I cannot. Listen, I'm trying to draw these bosoms in. One side is looking like well rounded, and the other side is looking like this.
A very ample bosom.
I think it was Deuce Bigalow, Mel Gigolo, when it was like,
no, oh gosh. Sorry, Pastor King.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna keep it PG. I'm gonna keep it PG. Now listen, I warned everybody about shenanigans before.
Yes.
All right.
Definitely shenanigans. All right, y'all.
I wouldn't be me if I didn't give any form of shenanigans here and there.
See, that's why I love you so much. See.
Love you too, girl. All right, now listen. Right. No, I need you to help me fix my deformed boobs.
I will. We're gonna get there. We're gonna work on the legs, and then we'll come back to it. All right. So here we go. So we're gonna draw the legs in. So we're gonna make 2 giant teardrop ovals, one for each leg. So you're gonna start at that waistline, and then bring it all the way down. See, you can't even see my dots here. I didn't draw my dots big enough, so that's okay. So from that waist line all the way down, and when you're bringing the line down, that fourth line that we drew for the widest part of the hip, you want to make sure that your line crosses over that, and then bring it down to that knee dot. And as you're bringing that line down, it is gonna curve towards it, and then bring it all the way back up to that crotch point. So when you're doing it, your teardrop, as you're going down, it should gradually just get smaller to the knee dot point. And then same on the right side. So you're gonna bring that line down and then curve it back in to the knee dot. And then out from the crotch point back down to the knee dot. All right, so we're gonna move down to the bottom portion of the legs. So from the knee dot, this top third of their line that you have, you're gonna draw an oval. Now this is gonna be for your calf. And then when you're drawing the oval, you don't want it, huh?
Is everyone good?
Oh,
I think
I'm
there's a
moving
few
too fast.
that's sketching with us. I think Kelly was sketching with us for sure. Is she good?
And let us know in the chat, you guys, if everyone's good to move on. Apologies if I'm moving a little fast, but just let me know if I need to slow down, or if you have any questions, please feel free to pop them into the chat. What was that? A victory dance? Do I got you dancing? Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No. Like,
I went from deformed boob to a body. She got that body.
Yada. Okay. Sorry, Pastor Keith. All right. So once you have that oval drawn in for the calf, another tip I was mentioning, when you're drawing that oval shape, just make sure that you don't draw it wider than the top oval or your thighs. But again, just think about anatomy. Just, just line it up. And then we're going to do it again on the right hand side, another oval here for a calf. And then once you got that in, you're going to make two lines that are sort of blending back down into this main line here. So since she's kind of like a half a body, we can go ahead and just make that a triangle. Have a little stylistic, like she's floating. Oh, I'm gonna scoot up here a little bit. All right, is everybody good? I see you still drawing over there, Rochelle.
We just cleaning up some lines because this girl got some body, okay?
Oh gosh.
Telling you, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. All right, you guys. So you got your initial shaping once you're at this point. And I know she might look a little bit crazy, but that's okay. So from here, now what we're going to do is go back in and just do our final bit of shaping. This is our just initial shaping of the body. So at this time, you're just going to go back over and just outline her a bit and just clean her up to give her the shape that you want her to have. So and as you're following along, just what I mean by that is just add more definition to her. So if you want to, make your arms a little bit wider, make a little bit narrower, it is all good. So we're going to take this time and do that. And at any time, if you guys have questions while we're doing this, like last little bit of cleanup, just feel free to pop it in the chat.
No, I gotta fix this head because this head is like this.
It's still looking like a little triangle, but that's okay. Like I said, I promise.
Now I did my face as an upside down teardrop.
Oh, you did?
Now I was messing with I'm gonna call it the apex.
Girl, I can't with you. I can't. Oh my God.
Antonio said he's having a great time. Well, I'm glad I could provide you that laughter.
Yes. Babe,
man, listen, Mo, yesterday, woo! I'm not gonna even give the tea, but I'm just gonna say work was work.
Work was working your nerves.
I was so happy to get off early. You couldn't tell me nothing. So what I did, and I'll just say this: I cut out the pattern for tomorrow sew along. I was able to get that cut, the lining, the everything for tomorrow, and then I started cutting the sew along. But next week, I was like, listen. You had to know that Rochelle must have had a bad day. Yes, it wasn't bad. But people work your nerves, and when people work your nerves, you like, listen, I need to take a step back. Because we're going to keep it professional and classy, but we're going to go ahead and take a lot of laps.
Exactly. Just walk it off. Woosah.
When I came home, my feet was hurting so bad. Listen, you guys, I don't have a job that I stand up on my feet all day. But when I say from standing on this tile floor that I have in my sewing room, my feet was hurting so bad because, we tested yesterday, right, Mo? Was it yesterday? Okay, yeah. So when we tested StreamYard yesterday, after testing, I let you go and I went to cut. I was like, all right, everything's set up now. It's time to cut for next week. So I will be filming, for those of you guys that's watching, I'll be filming sew along for the Sew Wet series, the pattern that won for next Sunday this week. So I'm hoping I can get that done, but yeah.
Yes.
Jocelyn said we are so funny. Well, I'm so glad that we could provide that Saturday laughter because listen, anytime I'm on a live, we're going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun.
That's for sure.
We can't have that dry humor.
Like I said, you guys, this was not, definitely not in my cards for 2024. This whole live stream, if it was not for Rochelle, I promise you, I would not be doing it.
She would have never done it.
Never.
She would have never done it at all. At all. So I did say from my what video was that, Mo? My goals?
Your goals for
it was like 2024. I mean, 2023 revealed 2024 goals.
Yeah.
And one of the goals was to go live 24 times. Now, y'all know I'm up to 2. So we still got to make some work with 22 more. But I have plans to get me there. Okay.
Yeah.
But it was funny because I remember I told Mo, like, Mo, I actually did what you told me and sketched Brittany's jumpsuit out with her hand drop. I'm gonna be honest, it looked like garbage. It looked like trash. So I was like, "Hey Mo, I need you." I sent you an IG chat. I was like, "Hey Mo, I need you to help me. I need a sketch session. Could you lend your services?"
Absolutely.
And she said, "Absolutely." And listen, you guys, I literally had to do a little bit of bribing without bribing. I was like, "Hey Mo, how about we do a sketch session together?" She was like, no. And quite naturally, I wanted her to say no. She was like, no, I don't do that, Rochelle. And after conversation for a little while, y'all, I'm gonna tell you, this was like a month, probably about a month, right, Mo?
Yeah.
Month or so. And I was just like, just wait until I tell everybody I'm going live with you for a sketch session.
Yeah, and you know what? They probably
say, Rochelle don't sketch. Rochelle sews. I was like, what? Listen, Rochelle does a lot of things. Y'all just don't know.
And you know what they probably said after that?
What?
Who the heck is Mo?
Actually, no. I bet you anyone who's watching know exactly who's Mo is, because I don't know how many times prior to that I said, hey, and if you're looking for the sketch when I did the Battle of the Shirt Dress, reference, and then when I did the Vogue button down, when you did the Pussy Bow blouse, I was like, if they don't know, they are going to know who she is now, because we have a sketch session coming up or whatnot. But no, that Pussy Bow blouse was fire, girl.
Thank you very much.
That was fire. I was just like, okay, listen, I haven't done a Pussy Bow blouse yet, but it's coming. See, look, you see how many people say, we know you, Mo. Give yourself some credit, pat yourself on the back. You have to be your own cheerleader sometimes, honey.
You know, I'm still new.
No, I remember like my first video. If you go back to all the videos, my husband's like, you sound nervous. You're gonna have to get yourself out of that. And no one would ever believe me when I said I used to be shy, right?
Yeah.
And, you know,
I don't believe that for a second.
That's a lie. No, listen, I used to be shy. Not anymore. With the last 15 years, I had to like get out of my shell and talk to people. I used to be frightened to talk to people or just go up to people and talk. But now
it's like nothing. But girl, you have definitely brought me out of my comfort zone. I tell you, like, just being able to be on this live with you right now and just, you know, just do something that I love, do my craft, and just share it with you all that are watching too, and just really feeling comfortable. Like, oh my gosh, like this is surreal, but like I got over that pee my pants nervousness. I got over that like about a week ago, but it's just
no. Listen, okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all this. I remember when I reached out to Mo, I accidentally butt dialed her on Instagram in a I was trying to post to stories, and I just finished chatting with Mo in DM about can she do a sketch, and I was walking back into my office at work, and I accidentally butt down Mo in a camera version of IG, right? And I heard her say, "Hello, hello."
And in my head, I'm like, did she mean to call me? I don't think she meant to call me.
Right. And I was like, oops, I didn't mean to call you because you answered when I But
it's like, stop too much and all this stuff. It's like, oh my God.
I know, right? I know that caught you off guard that day.
Yeah.
Because I was walking back in to do another meeting, and all I heard was hello. Good thing I didn't walk into the meeting with my phone in my pocket, and you said hello, hello, hello. That would have been
like, this might be a mistake, but I'm gonna go with it.
Kelly, that's what I'm talking about. Isn't her figure looking good? Mine's getting there, Mo. Mine's getting there. Mine's getting there.
Thank you, Kelly. And C Stella so says, we know you, Mo. Thank you. Thank you, girl. It's like, I'm still getting my sea legs in, so to speak. And it's been a process. So like, I appreciate everyone for tuning in and just, being here with us today. So it's
so made it so. Here's the thing. It's crazy because I think like with lives, you get your questions answered, you get to interact, you get to see the, shenanigans behind the scenes and all that good stuff. And I don't even say like, don't necessarily know you. Actually, I'm pretty sure a lot of us follow each other.
Yeah. For
so
sure.
We know you. We know you. Now, one thing that I do is I try to answer every comment, on videos. And I know sometimes I get to some quickly and then others, it takes me a few hours to comment. But y'all know I work a 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
Comment in between meetings, in between time. Listen, I try to make time for everything that I want to do.
Yeah. And I've been like taking a page out of your book, girl, because when I first, started watching you, I noticed that you interact with your community, and I've been just trying to model my icon, so to speak, like just. And when I saw that video that you did about how you managed to balance, working a full-time job and doing YouTube, that's what really motivated me to start my channel, because I'm like, how does she do it? Just,
You know what? That was a video that I did from 2022. Because so many, I'm still sketching with you, Mo, but so many people have like just DM me and like, Rochelle, how in the world do you post content 2 to 3 times a week? Full-time job, mother, teacher. At that time, I was a teacher. And I was like, if you could literally see the board, which remember I shared that with you on like, and you said your calendar looked like death.
Mm-hmm. Looks like a nightmare. There's a lot of red on it, guys. There's a lot of red dates. And I know
actually that was like
to do.
The one that I showed you was the end of the year, because when you asked me, it was like, hey, Rochelle, how in the world do you manage to do everything? I don't think everybody know I'm a project manager. So with that being said, it was a lot of red on this calendar to tell me this is the things I need to do. And this was like end of December, Mo, when I shared it with you in January, but it was kind of like I already did all the stuff that's on that calendar. And it was kind of like back-to-back videos with like the top 23 patterns from each brand. And she was like, Rochelle, I'm sorry, but that looked like death. But you should see like so back in 2019, my husband, I, and the kids, right? We took a road trip and I had stops to the T, and he was like, I don't need to do nothing. I just need to get in the car. He's like, Rochelle be over planning stuff. And I'm that person, y'all. I'll be over planning.
That's okay. You come prepared.
Hey, you got to know what you're talking about.
What do they say? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Right. So made it so. Here's the thing with leaving comments on videos. I'm bad at it. I'm not gonna even lie. I watch a lot of people's videos, but I watch from the TV.
Same here.
So that's why I know a lot of like people may not think that I watch. Oh no, I can tell you what your video is about. Because most of my watching, I don't watch from the computer to where I can type. I don't watch from my phone. I normally, because like during the day, I'm also a content creator outside. So I'm either cutting and watching you. Now I do have a TV here in my sewing area. I'm either watching you there or I'm watching you when I get up, you know, done for the night and I'm upstairs or whatnot. Now when I'm commenting, most of the time it's from the computer when I'm either at work or I'm editing a video or something like that. So I completely understand about leaving comments because a lot of us we watch it from a TV.
Let's see. And Kelly says, how long does it take you to complete a figure? When I'm drawing it and not filming, usually it takes me roughly about 30 minutes to do a full figure, hair, clothing, skin, all the full drawing. It takes me roughly about 30 minutes.
Ma, I think it's faster than that for you.
Well, I mean, when I'm thinking about it, I don't know. Maybe I think it's about 30 minutes.
That's great. I'm with Grace on that. I'm with Grace on that. I was waiting for somebody else to say that. I was gonna say it takes her like 4 minutes to sketch an entire thing. If she's not talking, listen. If she's not talking or just socializing right now, I'm pretty sure. Antonio, vouch for me. How long does it take Mo to sketch something? Leave it in the comments.
But I sketch a lot, so I mean, I probably am like overshooting it. But
Mo, it's funny that you say that because people always ask me, Rochelle, how long does it normally take you to sew a whole garment? And no, I always say like it depends on if I'm filming. I would say like a sew along would normally take me, I always tend to break it up, but if I was filming from morning to afternoon, roughly about 4 hours, right? Give or take with cutting and everything. But if I'm not filming, maybe like 2 hours, depending on what it is.
Yeah. So I know you're Speedy Gonzalez when it comes to the. So I need to get like that. It's like I sew fairly fast, but not as fast as you, girl.
Well, the one thing that I like about my setup, how I have it now, is like the board, the red and pink board that I have going on. I only need 2 colors out, so I'm sewing everything that's pink right now, and then I'm gonna sew everything that's red. And before you guys ask me, it's good. It's good.
Yeah. Oh gosh, like how many
I want to share the patterns, but I have to wait for the video to drop. I'm gonna be recording the next 6 items, the last 6 items to that board pretty soon. Yeah. I don't want to say what it is yet.
Yeah. And Jocelyn says that's fast. I know that's right. And Made It So says, do you trace your croquis and use the same one over and over again for different drawings, or do you draw a new one each time? Made It So, that's a really good question. And when I have a set of templates that I already created for the drawings that you see when I'm sketching on my videos. So those are ones that like I've already done. So it's not me drawing a new one every time, like a new template. As far as like the figure or the girl goes, the faces, the hair, and all that I do a fresh one every time. But as far as like the template or the body sketch goes, no, I don't do that every single time. It definitely saves me. These templates will save you so much time. Like once you have your base figure down, and you can just use that like we're gonna do when we go to draw the shirt, you can just reuse it to draw your clothing. So just to cut down on time. And Kelly said, Mo, what's your channel name? It's Sketch So Mo on YouTube, or at Sketch So Mo.
Mo, does yours have underscores or is it just separate? No, it's all together, right?
It's spaced out, so like no underscore. So
Mo, could you type that in the chat?
Yeah. Let me Got me multitasking, girl.
Grace, that's a good question. I'll let Mo answer that one.
Okay, there we go. Okay, Mo, what got you into sketching? Let me pop that up. Mo, what got you into sketching? Is it a hobby or do you draw professionally? So, Grace, it's a hobby for me. I wish I drew professionally. That would be awesome. But it's been a hobby for me ever since I was a kid. I was that kid that took art class way too seriously. So but I've been drawing ever since I was a kid, and I just one of those people that just love to draw like in my spare time. So yeah. Babe says my wife is a perfectionist when it comes to her art. I have to give her the puppy dog face to make her chill out. Yes, that is that is true. Once I get in my zone.
Hey, Tonio, listen, I love it. I love to see when Tonio pops up something for his wife. Love to see it.
Once I get in my zone, y'all, I'm like tunnel vision with it. So I could sit and I could sketch, or when I'm sewing, I could sew for like hours, and he'll say something to me, or the kids will say something to me, and it's just like, oh, did someone speak? You know, it's just like it goes in one ear and out the other.
So, you know, it's funny that you say that, Mo, because like with my son, he could sit in the sewing room. He'll either have his tablet or start drawing or something while I'm sewing. Unless I'm filming, my kids love to be in the same room with me, including during recording.
Yeah.
When y'all see those little bloopers when you see me do stuff like this, y'all know. Or you see me look to the right, like, please be quiet.
Right. Like, don't get it on.
I'm with Grace on that one.
Yeah. Grace says you should get paid. You need to get discovered. Thank you, Grace. Grace, you always show me so much love, and I appreciate it. All right, guys. So I'm gonna show you how to do these hands. I'm pretty sure we got our girl shaped the way we want her to. So I'm gonna show you how to do these hands, and then we're gonna go ahead and work on our top. Alrighty, so the hands, if you notice, I moved the reference photo over just a bit. And another thing that I do when I'm drawing is when I'm using these templates or just really drawing anything else, I do like to look at photos to, you know, get a sense of how the body moves. So especially hands, because hands are one of those things. Hands and feet, I'll say those are two things that I can't stand drawing. So if you notice in some of my tutorials, I may kind of do like a little expressive line just to kind of represent the hand and not really draw out the hand fully. But I just really can't stand drawing hands and feet. So that's a little a little secret. So like, don't ever feel like just because, you know, something's difficult to draw to you, or, you know, like we all have our little hang-ups, you know. So don't ever let it stop you from, you know, trying to, you know, draw things, or, you know, really with anything. So so since she's holding our little purse, this left hand, from that bottom of that triangle, we're gonna make a angled line. And I don't know if you can see that because she's holding that purse. And then we're gonna make her thumb here. So it's gonna be a vertical line, I would say about just a little ways in here. On my paper, she's about a quarter of an inch over, but we're gonna make sort of like a really elongated U. Can everyone see that?
Yes, thank you. Made it so. If you're in, go ahead and hit the like button on Mo's channel.
Thanks, Made It So.
If you are not subscribed to her channel, by all means, help her out and subscribe to her channel. She's doing an incredible job with the sketch session. Thank you, Mo.
Thanks, Rochelle. And guys, also on my channel, I have an entire playlist of beginner-friendly sketch tutorials. So I take you step by step and showing you how to create these templates, different poses. And so if that's something that you're interested in, definitely be sure to check that out also. And let's see, and we're moving. See, Stelly So says, thank you, Mo. Thank you, girl. I appreciate you. I really appreciate you. All right, so we've got our left hand done. And then let's go over to the right one. So for the right one, starting at about in the middle of the triangle, I'm gonna make an angled line. And can everybody see that little line there? Okay, and it's about the center of that triangle. And then I'm gonna bring the line back and kind of curve it into her body. And then from the end of that triangle on the left side, I'm gonna bring down another line and then bring it. Oh, I do not like the way that looks. Okay. And we're just gonna erase that bad boy. Yep.
See, Telly, so it's a process. I'm working on that. Still looking, you know, we working with it.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna back up a little bit. I'm just gonna erase that original triangle.
Yes, Grace. Yes.
Yep.
I keep telling her that.
Huh?
Look at Grace comment. Put it up on big screen, Mo.
Oh, Grace. Grace says, Mo, you could submit your drawings to Simplicity and you could sketch pattern envelope art. See if they have sketch artists listed in their careers. That would be amazing. Wow. Drawings from Mimi G. Grace, I would fall on the floor if that ever happened. If like, I'll look into it. I will definitely look into it. But yeah, that would be amazing. It really would. And funny enough, Grace, when I was a kid, another thing that kind of got me into drawing is that when my mom would buy her patterns and I would literally use the line art and the illustration art, I would use it and I would look at it and just try to, see if I could draw those sketches out just to see if I could get close to those figures. So that would be like a full circle moment. That would definitely be a dream job for sure. All right, y'all. So I'm erasing this triangle over here on her right hand. And I'm just gonna redraw it, but more like it's touching her body. So, and even if you make a mistake, you see this big guy right here? It's your BFF. This is where you live. This is home. So I'm gonna erase that out. And then from that dot, I'm just gonna kind of redraw my triangle again. So this time I'm gonna bring it out and back to her leg. So can everybody see that? So with that first line, it's just gonna come out a bit on her leg and then down. So it's like I'm drawing a little triangle on the end of her leg, but starting at that wrist dot. So once you have that line drawn in, then on that wrist dot circle, you're gonna bring a line kind of straight down and then curve it back up and blend it into that thigh line, if that makes sense. I'm gonna bring my paper just a little bit closer so you can see what I mean. There we go. And if you notice, when I first did the triangle on our skeleton, it was a little bit too far over, and how her hands positioned, like she's holding her thigh. So that's why you have your eraser. If you mess up initially, you can always clean it up and go back and fix it. And when I'm going through my tutorials and I show you how to, once you get it the way you like it and you can trace it out in pen, you don't have to trace it out in pen until you are like absolutely happy with how she looks. So this is the process where you go in and you clean everything up and you get her just right. So all right, so we got our hands. We're gonna leave this one alone because she's gonna be holding that purse when we go to finish out our sketch with the top. So we'll do the accessories too. So how's everybody doing so far with it? Are we ready to move on, or? You good, girl?
She know not to ask me. Yeah, my girl good. She looking a little thicky. Hold on, I'll show you.
Yes, like a whole snack.
She's a whole snack and a whole meal.
Yes.
She ain't, look, y'all, she ain't missing any meals. None, but she thick like me. I like it.
All right, so I'm going to get my light box ready for the next little bit. Now, this last portion here, I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you how to mark just basically some guidelines for your girl.
Hold on,
and then we'll do her face really quick. And then, well, actually, you know what? I'm going to save the face for last after we do the blouse part because, excuse me.
Grace. I think Grace hear me. So, hey, Grace, I think you're probably watching on Mo's live. So you probably didn't see me comment back to you in the chat. But just to mention it, I did comment back on my channel on the chat. See, Telly,
you're good.
And you see, I'm sketching with her in hopes of being like her one day. It's a process. I'm still gonna work on it though.
Yeah, I see. Look, see, you're good with multitasking on the chat because I'm looking at it and I'm trying to keep up with everybody that's commenting, and I appreciate y'all for the interaction too. But yeah, you're good. See, you going back and forth between both. See, yeah, I'm not at that level of multitasking. See, you're the queen of multitasking.
I'm looking at you. I'm looking at this drawing.
Alrighty, so for the guidelines, if you're going to reuse this sketch for the guidelines, I'm going to start back at the top. So you're going to make a kind of half circle from the base of her neck here and kind of scoop it. So it's kind of going to look like she's got on a swimsuit or a high neck swimsuit, or if you're kind of thinking like how a dress form looks, that's kind of how we want our girl to look. So those are the guidelines that we're drawing in. So the neckline, then from the top of her shoulder down to her underarm, we're gonna make like a little curved line, and then repeat that on the other side. So from the top of the shoulder, curve it back into the underarm. And then from this triangle line here, you're gonna space it just a little bit of room out on the end of her thigh, and blend it back in down to the crotch for the underwear line, and blend it back out. So from that triangle, you're just gonna have a little bit of space here. And then the top of this triangle where that waistline is, you kind of fill that back in a little bit more. Just, I know there's a lot of lines going on her, but we're just defining these just so that way you know where these points are. Okay, and is everybody good to move on from here? Made It So says, Rochelle, I don't know how you managed to do a sketch and keep on top of the 2 chats. Made It So, that is because she is the queen of multitask. That's how. As C Still So says, yep. She is the queen, like hands down. Like, yes.
Yeah, Rochelle, I'm back between all of them. I'm listening, drawing, looking at the chat, all of it.
Like, I kid you not, guys. I'm trying to be like Rochelle when I grow up. I swear I'm trying to be Rochelle when I grow up, because I don't know how she does it, but like, girl.
I'm with Grace on that on patterns. Listen,
yes, hands down.
Listen, I was going through patterns earlier, right? Because I'm giving away a lot of patterns, right? Mm-hmm. That I can't, like I said before, if I can't see myself sewing it in 5 years, it needs to go bye-bye.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna even discuss how many patterns I have, but listen, when your husband's like, what we gonna do with these patterns? You know how they say happy life, happy wife?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. We gotta keep that hub happy too.
Yep.
Oh man.
Gotta
so listen, when I did the video about the new look 6749, how I was a little irritated, how it was messed up or whatever. So I went in, got it, looked at the pattern, and they fixed it. And I told my daughter, I was like, hey, could you go and put this with McCall's 7974? She was like, but it's a new look pattern. I was like, but it's the same pattern.
Right.
So, Grace saying that right now, I'm just like, yeah.
Yep. Grace said she even knows them by heart. Y'all, let me tell you. Okay, so Rochelle is like a pattern Rolodex. Like, I kid you not, I can say, I'm thinking about making that pattern, and I can just describe like how the girl looks like on the cover, how the model looks on the cover, and she'll know exactly like the pattern number. And it's like, I'm good with patterns, but like to that extent, no, not the pattern number. Like, I just tell you what the pattern looks like, who's on the cover, what color the fabric is, and she'll know the pattern number. I've never seen anything like that in my life, y'all. It's like, it's incredible. It's like, you're like the pattern whisperer. I don't know what it is. It's just like awesome. It's like awesome.
No, that just shows you how much I actually look at these patterns. So like when I do like the pattern drop, pattern release,
mm-hmm.
and I know like as soon as I say or put in like a stories or whatever, that pattern drop, I get a DM like 15 minutes later from someone that follows me and like, Rochelle, are you dropping in videos today? I know they're similar.
Like clockwork.
Your video drop, right? And I'd be like, I think to myself, like, oh, this is gonna be, because like right when the patterns drop, you guys, I'm like, oh, I know what this will look like. I know what this will look like. Hey, Gaynell.
Hey, Gaynell, how are you? Thanks for coming. All right, y'all. So I'm going to show you how to do the rest of these guidelines, and then we'll move on to drawing the top. So this has been so awesome. Okay, y'all. So from the middle of the shoulder line here, you're going to bring the line down to the waistline, and you're going to make sure that that line crosses over the apex of the bust. So this is our princess line that we're drawing in, and repeat it on the other side, all the way down to the waistline. And then you can also carry that line from the waist down to the thigh at the end of that underwear line. Okay, and then if you want to just kind of darken that center line all the way down again, just so that way it stands out a little bit more. Okay, I'm just going to darken these up a little bit. All right. How's it coming, Rochelle? Oh, you okay. It's like, girl, I'm already done. What you talking about?
No. I'm not done. I'm watching. So my girl looking nice.
Let's see.
Nice like the hamburgers at McDonald's.
Oh, you are silly. You are silly. Yes.
You guys, listen. Let me tell y'all about McDonald's. I don't eat nothing from McDonald's outside of fries and a sweet tea. And my son asked for these cookies and forgot that they still sitting on the table.
No, you got the cookies on the table, girl.
When I say I was coming back from Joann's, I was like, listen, we got 30 minutes. I got to hurry up and make it back to the house. What you want? So actually, the hub and my daughter, they got Raising Cane's. And I was like, I don't want Raising Cane's. I just want some McDonald's fries and something to drink. And my husband's like, that's all you eat? I promise y'all, I don't go out to eat like that. No.
Delish.
But they're still McDonald's fries, but they cold. Y'all know.
You pulling out the fries, girl.
No, actually, I ate all the hot ones before it started.
Oh,
and they get cold.
Yeah, you can't have cold fries. That is.
Hey, Zelda.
Hey, Zelda. Good to see you.
Oh man.
All right, let's take a vote. So, do we want to do the face now or the face last? I know I kind of said I would save the face for dead last, but what do you guys think? It'll be viewer's choice. Face now or face last?
Grace said this is a fun party. Hey, it's like we back in high school. We
Thanks, Grace. It's like this is definitely it's going better than I thought it was. I thought I was gonna freeze. Like literally.
I knew you weren't gonna freeze. Listen, you guys, before we went live, I was over here like, Mo, it's all right.
Yeah, she was trying to console me. I was like, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna sound crazy or I don't know if I'm gonna freeze. I think I might freeze.
Yesterday it was worse, y'all, when we tested. everything to make sure everything was up and running.
Jocelyn,
Only if I can tell you, she was a nervous wreck, y'all.
Yeah, I definitely was. Jocelyn says, I think last. Okay. Hubby says McDonald's wife is the devil in our house. Yes. Yes.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
Zelda says you two are having
That's
a
why
ball.
I think they're gonna pick. So they're putting Publix like right outside of my subdivision, right? I was like, as long as they don't put McDonald's right next to it, I'm golden.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those fries on my way home.
Made it so says face
It's
last.
like Krispy Kreme hot light. Like, no, my fries. So you know what? Listen, you guys gonna be like, Rochelle giving me tips and tricks for McDonald's. I always ask for, can I get fries with no salt?
Why?
That means that they have to make your fries fresh.
Fresh.
Right?
Gotcha.
And then you ask for some salt packages, and then you put the salt on yourself.
See, that's genius. See, look, you just, even though I haven't had McDonald's fries in a while, yeah, you just put me on something. Oh, okay.
Carrie said you do the face last. All right, we finna do the face last.
Resounding, do the face last. Okay. All right, y'all.
Grace, listen, Grace. Oh, okay. So Zelda, Krispy Kremes is the devil. So I only go to Krispy Kremes like once every 4 or 5 months. It's nowhere close to my house. Okay. Krispy Kreme is about a 30-minute drive and traffic. I don't want to go.
Oh, that's too far.
That's way too far. And you know how Orlando traffic is. Everything is tolled.
Right.
No, it's $6 just to go to Krispy Kreme. Nah, I'm good. You gotta make those. You gotta make Emma. Have you ever heard of Emma? I forgot her name. Emma Goodies, I think, here on YouTube.
I don't think so.
You missing a lot. If you guys heard of Emma Goodies, tell me in the chat. Grace says she used to work at McDonald's in college.
Funny story. I worked at Subway.
My husband used to work at McDonald's in high school.
In high school, yeah. Zelda says, Rochelle.
Hey, Zelda, I'm telling you, fries is hot every single time. Can I get some fries, no salt, please? Oh, by the way, can I have some salt packages? And I know the first thing that they say is like, you just said no fries.
No, yeah.
No, I just didn't want to add as much salt as you put on those fries. Oh, Grace, my feelings were so hurt when Kmart closed.
Mine too. That was a little bit of devastation, right?
You want me to tell you why, Mo? Kmart had layaway.
Yes.
You lay that thing away, forget about it for 90 days, and you come back and be like, oh, you take everything out of layaway just to be like, I told y'all I'm a person who love a sale, right? After 90-ish days, you go back to the front, you be like, oh, I want to return everything. And you return it just to be like, no, you can just leave it right here. I want to buy it back. And everything is like 75% off. Oh, my kids, yes.
A mess, girl.
Yes, love the blue light special. For those who don't know about Kmart, I think Kmart closed like what?
Oh,
5 years ago?
It's been a hot minute.
Well, you remember Montgomery Wards?
Yes.
Y'all.
I remember Montgomery Wards. My mom used to take me there. Oh God, was it like every other weekend we'd be in Montgomery Wards? Yeah.
You remember the Finger Hut magazine?
Yes. That's probably why they closed. Maybe so, probably. Yeah,
I want to say that's probably why they closed. Too much. But you know what? It's funny because Walmart had layaway as well. Then they switched it to only the holiday season. And they got rid of it.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right, we're back to the sketch. Go ahead, Mo.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna do this top. So if you notice, what I did was I took my light box and on another sheet of paper, I lightly just traced over her. So That way you get your full girl, you know, without the guidelines, and you're ready for your final sketch. So I'm gonna put this over to the side here. Okay, so we're gonna draw this top. Okay, and again, I like to use that reference photo, you know, just to look at, use it as a guide. So for the top, just like how we copied those lines, over here are guidelines for her arms. Gonna start at the top of the shoulder and bring a curved line down to her underarm. And then we're gonna repeat that on the right side. Now, because her arms popped out a little bit, it's not gonna exactly mirror the left side. So you won't go directly under her underarm, but just down. I would say about a good, about half an inch if your sketch is as big as mine, but you're definitely gonna have some space under her arm on the right-hand side when you're drawing that line down. Okay, and then from there, the very top where we started that line at the shoulder, you're just gonna make a little bit of an extension line, just or a dash mark right above it. And then going back toward her neck, you're gonna make a short line and you're gonna stop about here. You're gonna do that on both sides. Now, the reason for that is the way we're drawing this is for that top, you don't want it exactly along her body. So you definitely want to kind of make it mimic the look of clothing. So not skin tight, but kind of have that little bit of room there. Okay. So once you have those two lines drawn in at the shoulder, then we're gonna make the neckline. So it's a scoop neckline. So we're gonna bring a curved line down from each of those sides and just meet them in the middle. For that scoop neck, it just should look like a really wide U. And of course, you can adjust it if you need to. Clean it up a little bit. Hey, We See Style. She says, I can't sketch worth a lick, but I love watching you two do your thing. Thank you. And if you have time later on, you should definitely try it. Definitely try to go through the tutorial because I do try to break it down. I don't do what I see a lot of people on here do, exhibitionist drawing. It's like
about that, Mo.
It's like, we know you can draw, but like, show me how. Like, oh, so
see, it took a lot of work trying to get Mo on live. So y'all know I'm all about encouraging people to show up and be their best self. So I just had to have her on. I told her, I was like, hey, I told Mo, I was like, listen, if you agree to do it, I'll go live with you.
So that's sweet the pot even more.
I'll be like, if you do it, I'll do it with you.
It's like, all right, now I have to do it. Yeah. All right, y'all. So once you got that scoop line in or your U shape in, we're gonna move over to the underarm portion on the left side. So we're gonna kind of make another line, kind of following the shape of that original line of the body. And then we'll do that on the right hand side too. And then you're gonna stop right about here in the middle. And we'll come back to this. And so because of that empire waistline, we're gonna draw a line right where it starts to curve. And also, if you want to use your original template, as a guide too, that is okay. So right up underneath her bust, we're gonna draw that empire line in. So we're just gonna take it straight across. From one side to the other. And as you can see, there's the waist and that empire line is up here. So I just brought my original sketch in just so that way you can see the guidelines, y'all. Okay, and I'm just gonna make a little line here. That way we know where to stop it. So okay, so where you made that empire line, what we're gonna do is at that point on the left hand side, we're gonna make a curved line following her hip line. Out to here. And if you can see that little tick mark that I drew on the outside of her thigh, we're going to bring that line all the way down to that point. And then on the left hand side, same thing. So we're going to bring a curved line down, following the contour, that body line that we drew earlier, and down to the tick point. And then while we're here at the bottom, you're going to make a connecting line from the left side to the right side. Now we're not going to leave that. Okay, we're not going to leave that line just static across like that. We are going to kind of fix it and make the folds and everything. But for now, we're just making that line connect for the bottom of the blouse. I'm going to clean up my shape a little bit. What happened, Rochelle? What happened?
No, I'm over here sketching. I'm cleaning the lines.
Okay. Okay. You looking like you cracking up. Something happened.
Oh, you see this thing? Like I said, this girl got some thick thighs, some ham hocks, all of it. Hold on, I'm gonna show you what I've been over here doing.
Oh, I see you. I see you. That looks good, girl.
You thick like me, y'all.
Yes. All right, guys. So once you got those lines drawn in, we're going to go back up to the top and work on the sleeves. Now, because these are that Juliet style sleeve, it's got that beautiful puff at the top, and then it goes fitted down the rest of the way of the sleeve. So we're going to do that top third and make the puff. So the base shape of it is, it's a circle. So we're going to do that. We're just going to make a lightly draw a circle over that shoulder and bring it back to that underarm line. So really it should look like you have two bubbles on the shoulder.
Mo, that bubble is a killer. I didn't erase about 20 times trying to make that bubble on the left side. The right side, my right one looks fine, but my left one is just giving me the blue. See that right one? Don't laugh at her arm. She got one.
I'm not. Girl. It does not have to be perfect.
Right here. Shoot, if I can remember my right from my left.
You like me whenever I pause.
Right here is just like difficult. So I'm looking at yours right now. Are you doing kind of like a C, two backward C?
Kind of two backward C. Yeah, two backward C's. And it's okay if they're not symmetrical. Like that's fine, because you got that right arm that's out a little bit. So of course it's gonna distort the shape of the top, like if you're thinking about like how clothing moves when your body moves. So they don't have to be equals. They just have to kind of mirror how the body's moving. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just erasing that actual like shoulder part that we drew in of the template, because we're not going to need that. Okay.
Karina, what did you do that you have never done before?
All right, and on that bubble, we're gonna put a little extra bit here on the outside of it. Okay, and then from here, we're gonna just trace along the outside of the arm line on both sides for that bottom portion of the sleeve. And you're gonna do this all the way down till you hit the wrist point, and then when you get to the wrist, stop. So again, we're just kind of outlining the line and then stopping at the wrist point. Okay. Then once you got those lines in, for the bottom portion of the sleeve at the wrist, you're gonna make a semi-curved line, almost like a half C or half moon shape at the end of it. So connecting that line, it's not a straight line. It is gonna curve slightly upward. And then with that line, almost like you're making a circle or a semicircle, you're gonna come back around and then stop where the hands are. So hopefully that made sense, but I'm gonna bring the drawing up a little bit higher so y'all can see what I mean here. So I'll do it again. Oh, I really hope I didn't flash anybody when I stood up. Sorry, y'all.
Antonio, get your wife.
It's like my shirt rose up a little bit when I stood up. I'm like, uh-oh.
I didn't notice anything though.
But if I did, if anybody saw anything extra, sorry about that. Hopefully not, but okay. So on the right hand side of the sleeve, we're going to do that same sort of semicircle. So at the end of the sleeve, you're going to draw a semi-curved line. I'm going to draw this. Can everybody see that portion? I'm going to use my tester sheet just so I can draw it a little bigger. So that way, because I feel like this is a little bit too small to see. And I can't really zoom it in. But if you can see how that line is curving at the end. And then there's a little circle going around the wrist. So let's just pretend this is the arm. That's the shirt. That's the hand, because we love our triangles. And then like you're drawing a cylinder, if that makes more sense. Or if I'm overthinking this, y'all just let me know. Just let me know. I'm trying to be as clear and concise as possible with it. Okay, so once you have that done, we're gonna go back up to the top of the puff sleeves. Now I'm gonna take my tester sheet again to demonstrate this first. So this shape is gonna be your friend. So on the top of the sleeve, coming from that top corner, you're gonna bring a line down and kind of curve it back up. So it's like kind of like a backwards J. It doesn't have to be as dramatic as that. And I think I kind of did a little bit too dramatic, but so from the top of the sleeve, you're gonna make just a series of kind of lines fanning out. But that little J is gonna be, or backwards J rather, is gonna be in the middle portion here. And then from the bottom of this puff here, you're gonna make another kind of curved line going inward up towards that. And then you're gonna bring a couple more lines out from the shoulder. Another line here from the bottom. I drew it a little bit darker just so that way y'all could see it, but it doesn't have to be, when you're drawing your lines, they don't have to be that deep or dramatic on your paper. So you can do it lightly. And then we can repeat it on the other side. So
you good, Mo, on that one, because I could barely see that one from mine.
Huh? Can you see it?
Listen, your girl running out of ink in her printer upstairs.
Uh-huh.
So that's why when I started seeing those little drips, I was like, where do you see that at?
Yep. So on the right-hand side, you're gonna kind of mirror that so you can make a J shape coming from the top corner of the top of the shoulder. and then make a couple more lines, fan it out. So on my tester sheet, I'll show you what I mean. So that J is gonna be, so that's the shoulder point here, that J line, and then lines fanning out from the top of it. And then if you notice, like on the reference photo, there's another little bit of that kind of U hookish shape. So you're gonna bring one up, that little fold here. So you're gonna bring one of those curvy. Now this one will be more like an upside down U on her arm. And then just make a couple more fanning lines from under her arm. And I'm gonna play around a little bit with the shape, and y'all can play around with the shape with me on this. Everybody okay? All right, so we're gonna move back down to the bottom of the blouse. So I'm gonna erase these body lines in the middle here. And y'all, we are almost home free on this top. But I didn't forget, I am gonna show you the face too. So trust me, I did not forget that. Okay. So to finish out the bottom portion of the top, you're gonna make some vertical lines. So if you notice on your photo, there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, about 1, 2, 3, about 4 to 5 like really big folds here. So we're gonna mimic those. So we're gonna do a vertical line all the way down to that bottom line that we did. Now to kind of get this little fold, we're gonna make that line go just slightly past this original line here that's going horizontal. So, and y'all, I'm really just drawing these lines thick so that way you can see them better as we go, but that yours don't have to be this thick for the fold. So just keep that in mind. So I'm gonna come back down here and kind of make this line curve over. I'm gonna show it here on my tester sheet. So that line's gonna, so this is your waist. This is that first line that we just did. And that line's gonna curve back down. Kind of like a really skinny A without the line going across, if that makes sense. So we're gonna bring that line down, and then that one also will extend just a little bit past that horizontal line. And then we're gonna do another one here. Make it extend just a slightly past the horizontal line. Curve it up and then back down. Make it extend just a little bit past. And then we'll do one more here. So we're gonna do 3. Keep it short and sweet. Curve and down. Alrighty, so once you have those drawn in, these little lines that we extended here, we're gonna make another horizontal line and connect the folds. So these major parts here, so 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the parts where we're gonna extend and make that horizontal line just go a little bit lower. Now, the 1, 2, 3 gaps that we have here, the horizontal line that we drew originally should still be there. So this is going to be back a little bit from here. So since it's your original line, you really shouldn't have to touch that one. But these 1, 2, 3, 4 parts here that we did the little extension, we're going to connect these. We're connecting the bigger parts. So that way you get your folds. If that was a little wonky on the explanation, I apologize, but essentially you want these bigger parts to extend down, and then your original horizontal line that you drew will be on those smaller parts to represent your folds. So I'll bring it a little bit closer so you can see what I mean. And again, you guys, yours doesn't have to be that dark on it. Just for the sake of everyone being able to see, I'm just drawing it darker like that. And while we're putting the finishing touches on this blouse, are there any spring trends that you all are excited about trying, whether that be sewing them yourself or shopping for? Rochelle, are you excited about any of the trends coming up for spring? I think you're muted. I think you're still muted, girl.
My bad.
It's all good.
I've been buying a lot of graphic tees from Target.
Uh-huh.
They got
Target
me
in trouble.
So listen, I bought a graphic tee for, you know, Super Mario Brothers from my husband for Valentine's Day.
Uh-huh.
Listen, like, why do kids always ask for something? Do your kids do the same thing?
Yes. You can't go.
I didn't know that Valentine's Day is between me and my kids. Like, am I wrong for that?
No. Because we same way. We can't go and they not ask for something. So
yeah, I ended up buying my daughter like a pajama set, my son a pajama set, my husband a graphic t-shirt, Super Mario Brothers or whatever. But to be honest with you, you know, one thing that I see on the gram constantly is the DVF wrap.
Yeah, look. Made It So says, I'm wanting to make the DVF wrap dress everyone is making and have butter at 50-30. Literally, Made It so do I. And so do I. Like, I want the one that just came out, and I have the butter at 50-30. And I don't care if, like, I know they're so similar. It really doesn't make sense to get the new one that's out, but I want it. I love it. It's a reproduction. If I could get the original.
Listen, so y'all know I'm all about not wanting to pay no $25 for this pattern. Look. And I hope that everybody know that this pattern is not going to be in Joanne. So you have to pick up the DVF pattern from simplicity.com. Will this pattern be on sale for like $4.99, $5.99? Nah,
I doubt
it. Maybe in PDF it may be, but not in printed patterns.
Yeah,
I have seen a lot of the girlies on Instagram say that they paid $25, and if you go to Etsy, it's upward of $125.
Exactly. Oh yeah, I've seen it on Etsy. Even before they released it, there were, because I don't know if y'all know, but Diane von Furstenberg is one of my favorite designers. Like for years. Like so I was searching for original vintage DVF patterns, and I kid you not, like I wanted to cry because like those patterns are anywhere from $96, $125 for the original, and it's just like, you know, it's like the way my pockets are set up right now, I can't see myself doing that for one pattern. But with this release,
that's funny that you say that, Mo, because
with this release, 25. I think I could do $25 because the McCall's 7745, my favorite wrap dress of all time, that pattern I actually paid full price for. And that was a complete accident. That was an accident. That was the only one that I ever paid full price for, but it was a complete accident because what happened was I went to get that pattern and I went to Joann's the day after the sale, and I was there. I had it. I was checking out, and they were like 22, however much. And I'm like, but wait, it's on you dork. The sale ended yesterday, and I'm like, I'm not finna put it back and wait for another sale. So I bit the bullet. I was like, I wanted that dress. I wanted that pattern. I was not playing, and I made that dress. I kid you. Well, if you don't know, I made that dress
right?
5 times.
About 4 times. I know in your video you did say that you made it quite a bit. Yeah. But in your defense, I have done a pattern like that before. McCall's 7452.
Mm-hmm.
I made a top. I hacked the top and made it's a top pattern, but I made it like an open jacket. I hacked that and made like an Ankara blazer. I made a peplum. I took that bodice and just added like a ruffle for a peplum. So I mean, I get it. If you hack it so many times, hey, yeah, I'll do. But see, she said that she spent $25, but that's the last time she bought a pattern. I think, you know what? It's funny because all these years I've been sewing, the most I have spent on a pattern is $8. Wow. I cannot see myself spending $25 on the pattern. And I know it's so similar to a lot, but I'm going to try to get it for $4.99 before it goes back in the vault, hopefully, in PDF. We're going to get this in PDF. Printed copies.
Yeah. I'm not going to take my chance because Simplicity. I love them.
I mean, if I can get it when it's on Simplicity website for $4.99, I'm all hands in.
For sure.
But I get it. A lot of you don't like PDF patterns. I'm going to tell you, I'm not one who love PDF, but certain patterns I will get in PDF.
Yeah. Oh, and
you know what? Speaking of PDF patterns, right?
Uh-huh.
Mimi did this, and it's the first time I've seen someone do it. Like, I'm not going to tell the story about glue sticks and my son, but...
Yep, that craft.
This is why I have like 50 sticks over here. So we go cut, glue,
and glue them together.
Tape, you're done.
And call it a day.
Will be your best friend if you are into PDF patterns.
Yes, for sure. It'll definitely help you save on tape. Yes. And we see Style says there's a trend of fabric that looks like glass mosaic. It's dope. I don't think I'll be sewing it though. I've seen that. It's really gorgeous. Like if I had extra time, I would. Okay, and we see Style also says I ridiculously bought that DVF pattern and spent $25. Last time I spent that much on a pattern, but I can't wait to make my dress. I don't blame you. I'm about to be in that camp with you.
I can't wait to see it.
For sure.
Squiggly. It's okay.
You got some squigglies going on.
We listen.
That's all right. We are, as far as the base shape with the top, yeah.
Okay, those pleats is looking pleat veil, but
yeah.
Hey, it is what it is. Yep. It's a sketch.
It is a sketch. And like I said, y'all, if your lines are too, if you got like harsh lines on it, you can go back in and kind of erase them out and make them a little bit lighter. They don't have to be as harsh as when I originally drew them out for you. It was just for the sake of y'all being able to
I'm
see
just
the
erasing my lines instead of like tracing the whole thing over. I'm just erasing like my guidelines or whatnot. Because I forgot I'm gonna need about 6 pieces of paper and only bought down 4. So
and then same on those puffs too. If you did them a little bit, you know, a little bit too harsh, you can erase them. Erase lightly. That way you don't lose all of your lines you just draw, but just so that way those lines are a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Made It So says, I use paper tape. You can see through it and iron it. Ooh. I might have to try that.
You might have to try that.
Made It So, where do you find that paper tape from? Is it like a special type of tape? And Trina says, sketching along with you guys. Awesome, Trina.
Oh, thank you, Trina.
Thank you.
See, Mo? Didn't I say I think you should do it?
Yes.
Listen. Sounding like Beyonce. Listen.
Oh, no. You don't want me to sing.
Oh, my God.
Right. Nope. I will not be doing any of that. But yes, girl.
Y'all know I'm crazy. In a good way, though.
Yes.
No, but I tell you what, because I still laugh. I go back to my videos from Vintage Vember and look at how garbage I sound singing.
It wasn't that bad, girl.
It's funny because even though I was like, oh, I sound like garbage, I was expecting someone to be like, girl, you should have not sung a lick while you were so hoarse.
Right, you were sick though.
Honest, listen, I know how bad it sounds, right? In my eyes, right? But it was the best tune ever. And my sister was like, yo, I wouldn't even know that you was sick because you sound better sick than when you actually sing for real. I was
like, thanks, sis.
I know, right? I was like, really, sis? And we didn't grown up in church and sung in church and everything. Oh my gosh. She had me in a daze on that one. I was just like, really, sis? Okay, I know how you feel about me.
Too much.
I'm surprised she's not in here. She probably in here and not saying nothing.
That's all right.
No, it's fine. Well, no, you know how people have to I'm not gonna tell you what I be doing. People watching live from work. And you know how you can't say nothing?
Yep.
I'm not gonna say who always have me watching their lives at work, but oh man.
Cause you know I put it in a chat like, hey, I'm still on, but I'm here.
Yeah, I used to do that. I was like, Lisa's not live. But you know what? It's funny because I was on a live and I thought when I went back into the office from coming doing a walk outside, I was watching Terrence, what is his handle? Terrence Williams Designs. And he was on doing a top that I did before, like a McCall's pattern, which is now a new look pattern. And he said something, and it was funny, and I forgot where I was, and I was like, oh my gosh. Oh, it was embarrassing because it was like everything I read, I was like, oh, I was just thinking out loud. You know how you have to kind of like on the fly? I was like, oh, if that was not embarrassing, y'all, I have embarrassing moments, but you know. My kids will always say, "My mom was embarrassing." I can't. Especially my daughter, she be like, my daughter, she be like, embarrassing.
You just couldn't hold it in.
But she be the first one be like, "Mommy, could I go with you?" I'm like, but I'm embarrassing, right?
Right.
But then, as soon as we get in the car, you know where she go?
What?
Where we going to eat?
That sounds like my son. Like,
we stop at.
Are we gonna get some? Yeah, we stop and get some lunch.
Right. Man, when is our next date? I'm not dating you. Oh man.
No. Oh my gosh. So I should be explaining what I'm doing to the bottom portion of the sleeve while I'm doing it. I'm sorry, y'all. So
I got it. I'm sorry.
We're over here just cutting up and oh my gosh. But on the bottom portion of the sleeve, and I promise y'all we're almost home free. Like literally we're almost home free. So on the bottom portion of the sleeve, you're gonna put diagonal lines right here to kind of give that shadow effect. And then at the elbow, and if you notice on the reference photo, it sort of looks like a little, kind of like a little triangle coming in. And y'all, it does not have to be this dark. Again, I'm just showing it this dark just so it shows up better on camera here. But this is gonna be those little folds on the bottom portion of the sleeve.
Wow, this pollen man is killing me.
Having an allergy attack over there?
Oh no, it was worse earlier. You know, you come inside and you covered in dust.
Yeah. That's one thing I do not miss about Florida is all of that pollen. Like, I kid you not, my first year I lived down there, I was driving, because I came down there to go to school. I was driving to my school and the wind blew through the trees and I just literally saw this like green like cloud. And I'm like, what? Like, I've never seen anything like that in my entire life. It was just a cloud of pollen coming off of the tree and like cars was covering in it. You're stepping in it, you're walking it. It was like
that.
I don't know how.
With my son, he has really bad allergies. So in the morning, he wakes up sneezing. Now I pull my car in the garage to where he could go straight to the car. Don't have to fumble around. Oh, that look good, girl. We ain't gonna show what mine look like.
It's okay, we can show it.
Yeah. She's a thick snack. A stack of potatoes, baby.
Yes.
Y'all love that stack of potatoes? Came from Idaho. You gotta sound like Beyonce soundtrack. She came from Idaho.
All right, so I'm gonna move this a little bit closer, that way you can see it. But
okay, that looked good. I just haven't added all of my details in yet, but you know.
No, it's all good. So like I said, y'all, again, I just made it a little bit darker to make it easier to see, but those like little fold lines there in it, you don't have to make them that dark, but just little kind of not words, right, Rochelle? Words. I was about to say hashtag. What is that? What is that even? But little hash lines, vertical lines, diagonal lines, you know, just all the way down the sleeve. So it'll give that illusion of the fold. So yes, I can't speak.
Listen, I went back to 8th grade. I think, was it 8th grade home economics? Wood shop, something like that. Hey, Lynette. Look at me.
Oh, can't put that on there. Sorry, made it so. I just saw what it said. I saw that too. That made me laugh out loud.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, but made it so we're here. But sorry, I couldn't pop that up on the screen. We got to keep it
on YouTube
because Pastor is watching, so we have to keep it PG. But I see you made it so. And Carrie Crawford said it's perfection. Thank you, Carrie. And hey, Lynette. Hey, Lynette. Thanks for tuning in.
It's all right.
It's okay, made it so. It's okay.
No worries. No worries whatsoever. But we here. We know. We
know. We know. Sorry, Pastor Keith. Oh. All right, y'all. But as far as the shirt,
I like how she's called it a tiny person, right? Nah, listen, just like
yeah.
If I said stack of potatoes, she's like, I'm a small fry. Let me stop. All right. Go ahead,
that's the story of being a mom, right? Like just it's like I'm reduced.
You know what? It's funny because once I had my daughter, I felt like I put on like 50 something pounds with her. But then when I had my son, I was just all belly.
That's crazy how it's so different. Like between let me think of how I want to work.
My daughter
with each child, it is a little bit different. That's just so crazy though.
She took all my beauty. Y'all, if I showed some of these like maternity photos with my daughter, oh my gosh, I was just like, oh. She'll be 14 this year. She'll be 14.
Mini person, yes, teenager.
Ooh, Lord. Yeah, this teenage life that I go through. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a trip. But you know what? I was talking with my oldest son the other day, and for y'all that don't know, like my favorite band is Linkin Park, and we were sitting there talking, and I'm like, so Linkin Park and Jay-Z did a collaboration album called Collision Course, right? And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, I wonder when Collision Course came out, because we were playing it on the radio in the car. And I'm like, I can't think of when that album came out. So he Googled it, right? Rochelle, look at my face.
The same year that he was born?
No, it came out actually, it came out a few months after he was born. So
I said the same year he was born.
I'm like, yeah. I'm so look, see. I was in shock. I'm like, so you mean to tell me that album is almost 20 years old? Now their other albums we're on the 25-year anniversary, the 20-year anniversary. But I'm like, Collision Course is almost 20 years old, and he was like, Mom, I'm gonna blow your mind even more. I'm almost 20 years old. I'm dead.
Oh, why he just aged you like that?
I'm dead. I'm like, yeah. And he was like, you know what? He was like, you know what else? And the year after that, I'll be 21. I'm like, oh my God, no, stop. So it went from bad to worse.
Oh man. But listen, it's funny because you know, like you want to look professional when you go handle business with, you know, your child at school, right? So my daughter, so one of her friends was like, "Oh, your big sister looks nice," and she said, "That's my mom." I was right. Listen, I be writing with the whole, "Oh, your sister is so nice and she's so sweet," and you know what you have to come back with? "Oh, sugar, you're so
nice too." No, how about this?
Bless your heart, baby. Oh man. Listen, I love going to my kids' school. The front office.
Yeah.
Listen, especially my daughter's school. Front office ladies, because you know, here in Florida, it's a lot of, Spanish speaking individuals. So they come in the door, right? And the first thing you hear is Buenos dias. I'm like, right. And she's like, we know words. Oh, I'm like, and then when you instantly just started speaking with them, they instantly think you speak all of the Spanish, and I'm like, I know enough to get me by. But
yeah, just a couple. Hello, good morning, goodbye.
They keep going.
Oh, excuse me, y'all. Sorry.
And you know how you go? You be like, oh, okay, see.
Yeah. You know what's sad, girl?
What's up?
I took 3 years of Spanish in high school and can't speak a lick. I have none of that. It's all gone.
You need to get with my daughter. She be killing me walking around the house speaking Spanish, and I'm like, I think she's saying stuff.
Secret conversations.
I told my husband, like, she thinks she's funny. Like, I asked her, did she have something? And she's like, see. And I go, like, I didn't know we was on Spanish speaking terms right now. And then, I be doing my little Spanish course or whatever. For those of you who don't know, I am in Spanish class, right? I'm doing my Spanish lesson or whatever. And she was like, so I was on the part where I'm learning about like how to order food and all that stuff. And she said, what was it? It was like how to say a table for two, right? Because, when I go eat with the hub, I can always tell a table for two. So I said one word wrong, right? And she was like, no, it's la mesa. For table, right? I was just like, because I think I said misa instead of mesa. It's
yeah.
I was like, it's the same thing. And she's like, Mom, you have to say it like the Spaniards. I was like, but I'm not Spanish.
It's like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. And then I forgot, it was something else. Oh, so like I have my passport day, right? And I was like, what is this word? So you know how you kind of like do it phonetically, how to remember how to say it correctly. You write it in English, but put like the dashes or whatever. So I'm putting the dashes on it and I'm going back through my notes or whatever. And she's like, Mommy, it's pasaporte. You gotta roll the E. And I'm like, because I think I said pasaporte, like English way. Pasaporte. She was like, no, Mommy, you're saying it wrong. It's pasaporte. They, like they, not a. It's they, not a.
Gotta roll it, cause
yeah, you gotta roll those E's and N's and I's. Girl.
Like, don't let me
try
passport.
Passport.
Like, I can't. No. Like, no.
La passport.
It's all wrong. All wrong.
Yes. So she was like, Mommy, it's your tango. I'm like, oh, you have a passport? Where? Let me stop. All right, we're in a home stretch, y'all.
Yes, home stretch, y'all. So we're gonna do this hair, then we're gonna do the face, and then we are we adding color? Do we want to see the color?
Are you asking me?
Huh?
You asking me?
All right, so we're gonna do the hair, the face, and then I'm gonna use one solid color just to show you guys how to kind of entry into alcohol marker. So I promise we're almost done, y'all. We're at the home stretch. So the hair, so she's got these gorgeous little beachy waves. So for that, and if you can see, I did get started a little bit on it, but from that side here, we're gonna start at the Okay, can everybody hear me? Rochelle, can you still hear me? Okay. Okay. Sorry. Had a little weird moment there.
What happened? Yeah, that was a weird situation.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I hear you. I didn't hear you talk. So I was like, "What happened?"
It's like I didn't touch anything, but okay. So we're gonna start at this side. This side left. That's the left. Yes, left third of her face right here. So to make that side part, we're gonna make. It's gonna be almost like making a letter V coming out from the top of her head. Now on this left side line, we're just gonna take it and make sort of like a S shape. So like kind of mimic the waves. And then we're gonna take that shape all the way down to her shoulder. And then we're gonna repeat that on the opposite side on the right. So from that V shape that we made from the part, we're just gonna take it up and then back down. And then as we come to the side of her face, then that's when we're gonna start that little wave line all the way to the shoulder. So for the sake of time, y'all, I'm just gonna give you like a quick rundown of the hair, and I'm also gonna have it fall behind her so that way we're not disrupting the shirt, because today it's really all about the shirt, but I do want to show you this extra bit with the hair. So once you have your two main outer lines, you can kind of go back up into that V and just fill it in with little more wispy V's. So I'm gonna put that up a little bit closer so you can see what I mean by wispy V. So just filling in from that main one, just so that way you don't have a huge gap on the side of the head. I saw that dance, girl. Okay. And then going back to this, the bottom of this V here, we're gonna make another little line kind of curving down just to kind of graze and blend it back into that main shape. Okay. And then on the right side, we're gonna blend it back in a little bit more. Just so that way it's gonna reduce her forehead there, or the top part of her head, and make it look more like a hairline. And you can put a little wispy if you want, but bringing it back into that main shape. Okay, everybody good? Made It So says, wish we could see everyone's sketches. You know what? If you all would be interested, for anyone who sketched along today, and if anybody that's watching the replay and you decide to sketch along, you can actually tag me on Instagram if you have Instagram. If you don't, it's same as this channel. It's at SketchSoMo over on Instagram. Or same handle. I'll put it in the comments again. But you can tag me on Instagram, and then that way you can pop that. Let's see. Sorry, y'all. I'm just putting this in the comments here. But yeah, if you complete this sketch session, any of your drawings, if you'd like to, you can tag me on Instagram and, you know, post it. And that way we can see each other's sketches. because that would be really amazing just to see, you know, everybody's work. So that's only if you want to. Only if you want to. Alrighty, so we got the base shape of the hair done. So, okay, so we're gonna do the face, and then I'm gonna show you the color of the blouse really quick, and then we'll be done for the night. So, okay, so for the face, I'm gonna make a very faint line across the top third of her face here. And you want that line to be really faint. Now, you don't necessarily have to make this line. I'm putting that in as a guideline for positioning, but you can definitely skip that part if you feel confident with, excuse me, I'm sorry. If you feel confident with drawing the eyes and the facial features in, without the guidelines, you can. But I'm just gonna show you where to go. So about the top third of the head, you're gonna make a very faint horizontal line going across. Okay, excuse me guys for just 1 second. I'm gonna take a sip of water. My throat is really dry. I'll be right back. Okay, can everybody hear me? Sorry about that. I was over here dying. My throat was so dry. It's like, Mo, you're talking too much. Well, yeah. Anywho. All right, so we got the horizontal line going across the top 2/3 of her head. And in the center, we're gonna make a faint vertical line. And then one more. Okay, so for the eyes, on this left line, we're gonna make two almond shapes. So one here. So I'm doing them in half just to show it, but okay, so we've got two almonds for the eyes. I kind of made that one a little bit too dark, so I'm gonna go back in and clean that up. Okay, and then on this line here, I'm just gonna make a sort of a soft U shape for the nose. And then on this bottom line, I'm gonna make a letter M. Now you want the middle of that letter M to hit in that middle of the guideline. And then right up underneath that, you're gonna make a wide U to connect the lip. And to finish out the lip, you'll make a line going straight across. I'm sorry, y'all. My throat is like so dry. Okay, I'm gonna bring that a little bit closer so that we can see it. Okay, now to finish out the eyes, and we're gonna put the pupils in. So it's in the middle of those almonds, 2 circles. The iris, I'm sorry, not the pupils. We draw in the iris. Like, that's wrong.
Okay, now.
Like, that's wrong. Okay. So 2 circles in the center of those almond shapes. Okay. And then to give her eyes a little bit more definition, I don't draw, when I draw the eyelid, I don't tend to draw the full eyelid. But let's see. So we've got the almond here. We've got the iris here. I'm going to draw it on the sketch, but I'm doing it like this just so that way you guys can see it a little bit bigger. So I don't draw the full eyelid. What I do is from the corner of that almond shape, I bring up my line halfway on both sides. For that eyelid. And then I make lines going, extending past it for lashes to give like an illusion of lashes. So that's a little bit bigger of how I like to draw my eyes. So you can see that. So I'm gonna do that on the actual sketch. So it's gonna be tiny, but I just wanted to make sure y'all could see it. Okay, so I'm drawing my little half circles on the eyes for the lids, and then I'm drawing my lashes in. Okay, and then you can't forget the brows. So above the eyes, I'll just make little parentheses sort of for my brows, but then I go back in along those lines that I made and make little wispy hairs. So again, with the brows, I'm going to show it here bigger. So I just make my kind of basic shape. So your basic line for the eyebrow, basic curve line, and then I go along it with little hashy lines to kind of make it look like little wispy hairs. Maybe not to that degree, but sort of to give it a little bit more shape and make it look like actual brows. So I'm going to erase these little guidelines on our face. But again, if you feel bold and brave, you don't have to draw those guidelines, but just for the sake of this tutorial tonight, I just wanted to show you how you can lay it out just to get it a little bit more even. I'll clean her back up a little bit. It's the final countdown. All right. Rochelle, you still good over there?
We good with so many interruptions.
Oh. It looked like you just went through a hurricane. No, it's all good, girl. Jocelyn says it looks so good. Thank you, Jocelyn. Thank you. All right, guys. So we've got our girl. We've got our top. And this last little part, and I am going to go through this really quickly because I see you guys have been on. We did go a little bit. I can't even say a little bit. We went a bit over, but that's okay. I appreciate y'all for being here. So I'm just going to take you really quickly through coloring it. Now, you don't have to, you can color this later if you want, if you're sketching along. As I'm coloring it, I'm just going to give you just a few tips about alcohol markers in general. If you have alcohol markers, or you already know, or if you're new to them, for these type of markers, like I said, it's always good, or any markers in general, it's always good to have a backing sheet because they do bleed through paper. And these markers that I'm using, they're not anything special. They're just a marker that I've happened to find at Burlington Coat Factory. This one particular one's called Flomo Creative. I've been testing out a few. I've been testing out a couple of different markers because the ones that I tend to use on all of my sketch tutorials and just in general are Prismacolor markers. And I've had these particular markers for quite a long time, and they're my go-to, but I'm kind of just seeing, you know, what else is out there and what else is good to use. So, so we're gonna do this coloring a little bit really quick here. So my biggest tip when using alcohol markers is that when you're coloring, what a lot of people tend to do just using markers in general is strokes like this or scraping. You can do that, but that's not the best. That's not the best way to use these type of markers, or just like when you're coloring in general, to get a cleaner look to your sketches. So when you're going through and you are actually coloring with the markers, you want to take them and go in the same direction. So just making strokes on the paper and then just pull the marker in the same direction. So pulling it vertically. All the way down. And even if you want to just kind of outline your sketches you're going through, but just make sure you're pulling that color in the same direction. And what this does is it keeps your sketches or your drawings from having those streaks, and that way you have a more solid color. And what I'll even do sometimes is I'll just kind of trace my main line. Or my main shape. Just to make sure that it doesn't bleed over off of the sketch. And then just pull that color down. Okay, doing the other side. And what I'm also doing too is kind of going along with the shape of the sketch when I'm making those lines. I'm pulling it in the same direction. Okay. And I don't know if this is showing up on camera, but if you notice, as it's drying on this side, the color is a little less saturated. and it's kind of completely changing color, that's okay. So with these markers too, another tip is as you're going along with coloring your piece, you do want to make sure that you let it dry in between layers. So like, let's just say if you're using this particular pink tone, if you're using one marker for your color and you want to go back over it with another layer of color, just make sure that this is like completely dry before you move on to putting that second layer of color down. And she's back, and she's back, and she's back. Rochelle. Almost there. Girl, you made it on purpose. Oh, okay. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna let this dry a little bit, and then I'm gonna show you how to add in the shading on it, and then we'll be good to go. Now, of course, we still have our pencil marks for the shading on the blouse. If you want to leave it like that, that's fine too. I'm gonna show you how to do it with a little, like a slightly darker color marker here. So let's see. I picked the brightest, most vibrant pink. There we go. Okay, we can go with that one. Yep. Not that one. All right, so we're gonna go with this this pink shade, which is slightly darker than the original one that we used to color out the full drawing. So in those lines where we made our little backwards J, upside down U, all those little shapes that we have from our pencil, we're gonna take this color and go in and create that shading there. So you'll see what I mean. And then when it dries, it is gonna look a little bit different too, because same as the original one that we use, when these markers dry, the color tends to get a little bit less saturated. But that's just the nature of these markers. So. Okay, so everywhere you have those little extra lines, you're gonna just layer this darker color over it and on the insides of those little fold lines, just to get those shadows and folds. Okay. Okay, and no problem. Rochelle had to jump off, work related, but it's all good. We are almost done for this evening. And y'all, I know we went over quite a bit, but I really, really, really appreciate every one of y'all for sticking through and being here with us tonight. It really means a lot to me that y'all just came to the live stream for this sketch session. So I really appreciate it. And then again, don't forget for tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern, over on Rochelle's channel, she is doing a live sew along to this blouse. It's McCall's 8386. So she's going to show you actually how to put this one together. So please don't forget to come back for that over on Rochelle's channel for the live sew along. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so Rochelle's still here with us. Had some work related stuff come up, so it is all good. Okay.
Y'all, I am so sorry. It was work related. Let me breathe.
You good, girl? It's all right.
Girl. All right, I'm good.
Okay.
Interrupted my soul session. I could still, Mo, I was able to still hear you. It's just I couldn't say nothing because it was work related.
Work call. It's all.
It's all but we're good. Here.
Okay. Ishka, I'm gonna butcher your name, so I'm not even gonna try. I'm gonna apologize in advance. But they say, is this channel linked in on your notes? I do have Rochelle's handle linked in the description of this video, in this live stream rather, and then it'll also be in the description on the replay. But check the description. And Rochelle, if you want to put your handle for your channel
I will do so.
Definitely do that. But yes, y'all, please come back tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time and check out Rochelle's live sew along of this top.
You guys, I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek of what it looked like. Well, no, not what it looked like, but the fabric. What's that? So this is the pattern that we just sketched.
Yep, McCall's 8386.
And I'm just giving just a little taste of the fabric that I'm going to be using.
I'm gonna put you up on big screen. Yes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
And if you are sewing this top with me tomorrow, you will need some lining fabric. So I am just going to be using some fabric from my stash. I am not going to buy extra fabric or anything like that. I'm just using fabric from my stash. And it will be the same pink from, I'm going to show you. So it's going to be the same fabric that I used for this dress. Yes, it is still downstairs.
Yes. From the slip dress. Yes.
And then this
I love that fabric, girl.
You notice that, listen,
What's wrong?
You see the code is still.
Oh yeah, I see the code. Yeah. Girl, yes. Like, we
it's still
this
down
pink.
here.
We are loving the pink. Yes, we are.
Thank you guys.
Yes.
The reason why it's still downstairs is because, listen, y'all, I still got to photograph this dress. So,
but it is so pretty. I'm in love with that fabric.
Listen, you know, like if you looked at that Ankara haul that I did, I have another fabric just like that I'm thinking of what to do with it. I think I want to do that 2-piece set that's a simplicity pattern. So I think I want to do that, but we'll see.
All right, girl. Let's see. Let me pop this back up. All right, y'all. So we are golden goose, golden gander. All the way done. That's a wrap on this Juliet sleeve top. Rochelle, did I lose you? Up. Okay.
No, I had some people walking by.
Oh, I got you, girl. Got you.
But we're good.
Okay. Awesome. So guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. If you sketched along, or again, if you're watching on the replay, this is your template. This is home. Keep this so that way when you are drawing, making your drawings for your projects, that you have this template and you can just whip it out and do a little quick sketch, and that way you don't have to.
I'm gonna be coloring mine tomorrow, though.
That's all good. No, it's good, girl. No.
No, because like honestly, Mo, I still gotta add some more details into mine. Like I have to add some more details. Yeah. And then once I add the details, like the face and stuff like that, and then I'll go ahead and do what I need to do. Because I drew in the purse too.
Oh, yep. Now, I did cut the purse out just for the sake of time on everybody, So
yeah, exactly.
But
I'm gonna go. So what I'm doing, Mo, is I'm actually going to kind of do. I'm gonna completely do like this fabric. I'm gonna kind of sketch it onto my top.
Yeah.
And then just kind of like save it and everything. Awesome. But yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I hope you guys had fun.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, everybody. Made it so fun. Thanks. Grace says, great job, ladies. Had a lot of fun.
Thank you, Grace. Thank you. Made it so. I appreciate it. You guys, I am so sorry that I had to jet for just a second to handle some work stuff. But when work calls, you got to do what you got to do. And I didn't want to put it in the chat mode like, yo, hold on a second. That's why I tried to kind of like just throw the headset on to kind of like talk. But yeah, I had to separate the two audios.
Yep. It's all good, girl. It is all good.
Y'all know I'll be working around this clock.
You do. It's like nonstop. Like I said, I don't know how you do it.
Y'all, listen. I'm gonna sneak peek what we go be working on. I gotta cut this fabric. Wait, what happened here?
You know what? What? Wait a minute. What?
Did y'all see that?
Yes. And you know what? Your headphones are doing it too. What is this?
My headset is
what
doing
is this sorcery? What is this witchcraft?
Hold on a second. What's
happening on my screen right now?
I don't know. What just happened, me?
I don't know, but that's weird.
Hold on.
I can see through you. I can see. Yeah, it's something with the background.
I turned off my green screen.
Gotcha. There we go. There's that beautiful fabric. There it is.
I'm cutting into this tonight.
Okay. Yes.
I'm not going to share the pattern. Just know it'll be a sew along. If you hear it, then you'll see the sew along soon.
Awesome. Oh, and speaking of sew alongs, so is anybody participating in the Make 9 challenge? I've got 2 down and 1. My number 3 cut out. If y'all
I'm on like
participating in that.
I'm on number 3. No, number 4.
Number 4
on the Make 9, but I'm working on the 2-piece set. All I'm sharing is the fabric.
Yes.
I'm not sharing a pattern that I'm gonna use.
That's all good. So yeah, I've got my.
It's kind of a new pattern, y'all.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I've got my first 2 done, and number 3 is cut out, and I will let you guys know it's the trench coat. It is the trench coat, and I'll be doing a sew along on my channel on that too. That is in the moment. It's I'm filming that now.
Roslyn.
So awesome.
I can't wait. Listen, I almost showed y'all the pattern. Because it's right here in front of me, right? But yeah. So look, I was getting ready to show you. I was like, "Oops!" Yep. Be like, "Whoop! No, not that one." Yeah, I can't share the pattern with y'all yet.
Oh,
it's gonna be so good.
Yes.
This is actually Make 9.
Mm-hmm.
The free space is what I'm using for that fabric. It's gonna be so good.
Awesome. Yes. Carrie says, where can I get the information about the Make 9, Rochelle?
So Carrie, I am the one that spearheaded Make 9 2024 this year. Go to my Instagram and you could see all the details for Make 9 2024. Also on my community tab, it should be there as well for Make 9 2024.
Yep, follow the hashtag.
But now open enrollment is not until March 25th. So if you want to still participate, you have until March 25th to think of your board and then get it in between the 25th and the 30th of March. Those are the only open enrollment dates. And it's the last one where this is the last time that you'll be able to join the Make 9 2024. Oops. Well, I had fun, you guys. I hope you guys had fun. And you guys come and join me tomorrow as I sew this thing together. Mo, you gonna be there?
For sure. Of course, girl. You ask. Of course,
I had to ask. I had to ask.
For sure.
Now, listen, you guys. I'm gonna try to get this sewn all together in like 2.5 hours, hopefully. But I do have it scheduled for 3 hours, but we're going to try to get it done in 2.5. All right. Well, you guys have a good night.
Yes. Everybody, thank you again for joining us here live. I appreciate it, Rochelle. Thank you so much, my dear.
Love it.
Have a good night, y'all. And again,
y'all, I'm going to try to make her go live a little bit more, though.
I don't know about that. Well, it went off today it went better than I thought it was gonna go. I'm not gonna lie. So I might consider it. I'll consider it. But
listen, you guys, if I can have her go live with me, right? And then be like, yo, what we're gonna do. It helps me sketch and it helps her go live. So
yes.
I'll see if I can convince her. There's a lot of convincing, y'all.
For sure. No, it might be. It might be.
Right. Well, you guys have a good night. I had fun. Come join me tomorrow as I do the sew along, and I look to see you guys there at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard
Time, y'all. Please make it if you can. All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night, y'all.
And good night.